Hi, my name is April Gayot, and the pro I chose to emulate was Annie Leibovitz. Annie Leibovitz is an incredible American photographer that has shot some of the most iconic people in history, including the Rolling Stones, John Lennon, Bruce Willis, Demi Moore. She works with Vanity Fair and Vogue and had some incredible magazine covers throughout the years. One of the ways that Annie shoots is that she has said that when I say I want to photograph someone, what it really means is I'd like to know them. Anyone I know, I photograph. I was so touched by that statement that I wanted to do the same. So I think that the fact that she really gets to know her subjects before she shoots, it makes such an incredible piece of art because you have that connection already. You can share and really pull out that connection. So the portrait I chose to emulate was the one of Bruce Willis. It was a black and white photo, and Annie had captured a very genuine smile and almost a very vulnerable pose, and it just makes the image so real. It has such a story to it that he is approachable and he has this joy. So I planned on bringing a woman that I think has a huge heart and compassion for people, and love just really spills out of her. So really wanted to capture her pure joy. So when I started out, I pulled together a bunch of sketches. I had to really think about what I wanted to do. Did I want to capture inside? Did I want to capture outside? And unfortunately, in Louisiana, you're kind of limited with weather on where you're going to be. And we've had a very rainy, wet summer. So I decided to go ahead and stay inside. And I'm fortunate enough to have a small space studio. So I did go ahead and pull my V-flats out, my backgrounds. I have a diffuser. So I set it up in a very small room next to a window, so I had a lot of natural light. So I had to really study Bruce Willis's portrait to see like the light patterns that were coming in and out, so I knew how to set up my studio in order to capture the same or very close to the same lighting. So I was able to really sketch that out and figure out where I needed to place everything. I also thought about, my shutter speeds to make sure I had enough light come in, my ISO. I also decided to stick with the 50 millimeter just because of the way the small space is set up. So I was able to get a good distance on her and still be able to capture the right composition. So after I went through all of my sketches and pre-planning, I sat down and did a shot diary. I wanted to make sure that I caught every aspect that I wanted and I didn't miss anything. And so I had enough shots to choose from so I could make sure I got the right shot that really reflected the joy that I wanted coming out. So Rhonda had come over. It was probably in the probably about late afternoon, almost close to golden hour. So I really had some incredible soft light come through. I didn't have to diffuse as much at the beginning or at the end as I did at the beginning, but it really projected well in the small space. So during the shoot, Rhonda was really nervous. So I just started talking to her and having a conversation so she could loosen up and really tell me what her passion was. It took a few to get her going, but as soon as I got the shot, I knew exactly which one it was. And I was so excited. And I shared it with her and she was excited. So we showed it on social media. Everybody was excited and just could see. There was just so much confirmation that the joy was definitely captured in this image. So that's why I chose the image I did. And then took that and went into the editing process. So when I did my editing, I chose to go, of course, black and white. So I used Adobe Camera Raw to take the raw image, which was quite dark, but I pulled it up and adjusted my composure or my exposure. I didn't go as high on my contrast because it would get a little too grainy. So I pulled that down and went to the adjustment panel and really tried to just lighten up her face in that area where there's so much emotion and vulnerability around her face and her hands, to really light that up. And that also, projected over on Bruce Willis's portrait. That it had that was kind of the central location of where the joy was shown. So then I popped it over into Photoshop and just cleaned up the background a little bit, made it a little more even. Just hit a couple of spots that just needed just a little bit of a pop and a little definition, like in her hair and stuff like that. Just to clean it up just a little bit more, just to give it a little more depth. So my final image was pure joy. I'm really glad I shot it. I knew it would come. I just knew it would come in time. So that was exciting to go through that process and just be patient and know that your artwork was worth it.